Evening, everybody. It's Tuesday night. It's 9 p.m. We're back from my illness-induced hiatus, and that was no fun. But it's time for What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
Yeah, I got a couple days off. Woo!
Happy getting on.
All right, it is a happy Thanksgiving to all of our U.S. fans and happy Skeletron landing week to all those who observe. Mine is not here.
I have yet to get the shipping notice, but I remain ever vigilant.
I did get the shipping notice. I think I am on schedule for Friday, but I don't know.
Well, I pledged right at the wire there during the Kickstarter, so I'm probably low on the list.
You're in the unbelievers group.
That's right.
Heretics and unbelievers.
Anyways, as you can see tonight, we are honcho free. So joining me here in the top row, he is officially a shiftless layabout for the next 5 days. It's Rack Time Rob.
Hello. Hi. Greetings. Willkommen. Bienvenue. Come on in.
Rack Time Rob is a little giddy today in that it's here we are at Thanksgiving. And he, as a proud alumni of Indiana University, it's still football season. Normally, that's something that's over, before Columbus Day at the very best. But
last cases it's over before Labor Day. But
right, most weeks it's over somewhere. Most years it's over somewhere around May. Last week's loss notwithstanding, 10-1 is still 10-1.
Yeah, they've never in 130 years of Indiana football, they've never won 10 games. So
the losingest team in NC2A football history is 10-1 Indiana University.
Statistically speaking, they had it coming.
You'd figure. Figure. And in the bottom row, our super sub, live from Disneyland. Honky Donk himself, Phil Donnelly, is with us on the program this evening.
Hey, thank you.
Show everybody a new popcorn holder.
Yeah, Phil got a new popcorn holder.
We get to the what I got in this week segment.
We should.
We got the large size.
It's not a super heavy news week, so provided we don't blow it ourselves, then we will certainly get to what we got in. I actually went to a show this weekend in between bouts of illness. I staggered out to a little local show on Sunday, and I actually picked stuff up. So there's stuff to see, stuff to do, stuff to talk about, and a helicopter came for us all. So since we've seen you last, it's been 2 weeks. I keep forgetting that there was no show last week. It feels like we just got done with the last program, and here we are. Anyways, but yeah, it's been a rough couple of weeks, kids. Cheapest big spenders apprehensive. Traded Honcho for Phil. Don't know if that's a good trade. We also got some draft picks on that one, so it wound up being a good deal and some salary cap relief for the week. So it wasn't too bad.
Sadly, we also had to get Daniel Jones.
No,
nobody's taking it.
Wouldn't have done that deal. But no, the Honcho's fine. He is Zaymot CGC is hoping he's not sick. He's not sick. He is otherwise occupied this evening. He is not able to join us. If you're catching us on the Facebook tonight, be sure to give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. If you're catching us on the YouTube, do all that cool YouTube stuff at some point during the show tonight. We would really appreciate it. It has not been a great week for traffic at the What's on Joe Mind channel, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But what do you say? We've actually, I'm not used to getting through this part of the show this quickly because normally Mark's got all kinds of stuff to derail us, and he's not here.
Keep you on task.
Right. It's like there's actually, we're just going to move into community calendar just like that. Remember, if you've got anything for the show, any local programs that you want to have us give a plug to, if you've got any letters, any kind of correspondence, anything at all for the program, that's the email address you want to send it to. whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. That email address, one more time, whatsonjoemind@gmail.com.
Woohoo!
Anyways, first up, coming up this week, next week. Not this week. This week's Thanksgiving weekend. They're always doing a show this weekend. Next week,
some turkey.
Yeah, this weekend is Black Friday and sales and normal stores. It's not pop-up toy conventions, no. But anyways, the following week on December 8th, that is Sunday, the SoCal Joe Show is happening.
Yeah.
And normally we give you a little bit more advance notice on this one, but Phil fell down in his duties and was derelict. So it's not
you
getting
canceled last week.
Oh, last week. A whole week. But they're there from 9 to 3 there at the Embassy Suites out in Temecula, California. You know the one. You just take the 5 all the way down.
Actually, it's a 15.
Because the 5 is jammed.
It's jammed. You can see they've got a couple of special guests. They've got Greg Berger in attendance. They've got Antimatter Universe, Jamie Sullivan with his backwards San Diego logo will be in attendance. He's responsible for most of the promotional art that they're doing this year for their promotion. They will have a 6-inch October Guard figure of some kind as an exclusive. So be sure to plug into them on Facebook and keep on top of all the details as they come out. They haven't told anybody what it was as of 90 minutes ago. So yeah, no, I don't have any more details for you. I'm not in the loop with those guys. I don't know. Phil probably knows, and he's just not telling me. But
it's out there.
But
October
it is
Guard Bill.
It is an October Guard character of some kind. That is going to be the exclusive. He will be in the classified scale and mold. Good times. They always do good work on their exclusives. So if you have the opportunity to get out to the SoCal Joe Show and partake, by all means, get out to the SoCal Joe Show and partake. Embassy Suites in Temecula, California. Full of Californians.
Get home, Stuart.
Phil, you going to that one?
Yeah, it should be. I usually do go to these ones, so don't see why it wouldn't be.
Because it's what, 5 feet away from your apartment?
It's more like an hour's drive, but I make it.
That's not too bad. That's still not too bad. The show I went to over the weekend was about a 15 minutes drive.
A little closer.
That's just because we don't have all paved roads here in Indiana. It's a little dicey at times.
You had to cut through the backwoods.
Just had to get through the corn. Come on, bud. There we go.
I imagine your backyard is like Calvin's, where it's just suddenly a forest.
There is a stream right there. If you walk past the mailboxes, there is literally a running stream. So we're really not too far from some form of nature, but it's a little more urban right where we are.
There are no islands in the stream.
We'll get a rock.
I'm sure there are. They're just really tiny. Not nearly enough for Kenny Rogers nor Dolly Parton, but I digress. As Dustin Jeffrey says, an hour drive and 4.7 miles away from Phil.
Hmm.
Oh,
Sounds like life on the Long Island Expressway, too.
Jake Rose asked, does it take longer when the 405 is jammed? Phil?
Well, it shouldn't because it's nowhere near the 405, but, we'll see.
Overflow.
Next up. Hey, same day, if you're a little bit more of the Midwestern persuasion, Toyman is happening just outside of St. Louis at the Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri. They are there from 9 to 2. $5 gets you in the door. $15 gets you in for early bird. Kids 12 and under, they're crawling all over the place. So just take one home. They're free. Remember, this is the long-standing show where if you give Dave Draper a consensual hug, make sure you get a picture of us. Send it to us. We will get you something out of the What's on Joe Mind prize ball. But again, must be consensual. I will ask Dave. So that's the test. If I get Draper and he says, no way, some dude just ran up, bear hugged me, took a photo, and ran off, no prize. No,
remember, there's a difference between consensual and consensuous.
Ooh, well, consensuous. I mean, if he agrees to consensual and consensuous, I'm not here to ruin your good time. I'm not. No reaction. I miss Mark already.
Yes, I'm off, but I had to work today. I'm tired.
Oh,
something's crashing.
You know what it is. Spindly little legs.
Got an infestation of snow speeders just whipping around in there.
Yeah, Phil has an off-camera mess happening right in real time. So, anyways, 2 stories of toy dealers, artists, special guests, all kinds of stuff. Be sure to follow Toyman on Facebook. Get all the details for all their individual shows. They do 8 or 9 of them a year at this point. But the last one for 2024 coming up or rather 1 week from Sunday on December 8th. Get yourself there. If you're anywhere, 2 hours of St. Louis, Missouri, you owe it to yourself to get to Toyman. It's worth that much of a drive. Absolutely.
It's also the last time. It's also the last time they're going to take the machinists out for steam cleaning.
Commute slightly longer from Temecula to St. Louis to try and fit that all in one day, especially between the same hours in different time zones.
I'm just saying, if you were a real fan, Phil, you'd make it happen.
Well, I guess I'm just a fake fan.
I mean, Toyman is doing you the favor of being right out by the airport. It's
very nice.
It's like an exit away from the airport exit in St. Louis. So
there you go. You could fly most of it.
You land Lambert, you can actually take a back road to Toyman. That's how close it is. I've done it. I know.
Well, maybe I'm just not as dedicated.
You're not. Clearly, you're not.
He doesn't want to hug Dave.
Only dedicated fans get to host the show. I guess we'll bring him back. I don't have Mark to fill time.
Yeah.
That's right.
It's funny. The one time Mark hosted the show, it ran at breakneck pace.
Yeah.
But we struggle with dead air when Mark is not here. Strange.
I could start singing Islands in the Stream.
No. No, that's going to get you kicked out.
It should, really.
It's going to get me kicked out simply because my microphone is only 2 rooms away, and that's still too close.
For the caterwauling?
Cheapest big spender. Maybe Phil can get Dave to pick him up from the airport. Maybe. We'll have to see if we can organize that. I'll shoot you his number, Phil.
Okay. So give me a guest of honor spot.
You probably have to go in the back seat with the puppet, but anyway.
Yeah.
Ooh, puppets might be a deal breaker.
You'll not talk ill of Puppet Duvall.
That puppet's been in my home. My home!
Andrew Gaugan, I'm beginning to doubt Phil's commitment to Toyman Show. Well, I mean, it's right there. You heard it.
Yeah.
It's right there.
It's like when
I have
Lancelot
no rebuttal
runs
to
past.
this.
It's like when Lancelot runs past the one guard and the Holy Grail.
Hey.
Kills the one, storms past the other one. Then as we get closer to the end of the year, December 29th, we're bringing it back home to Indianapolis.
Woohoo!
Knights Hall Comic and Toy Show happening again out at the KSC on 71st Street. That's St. Mickey's, I believe.
Oh, yes.
10 to 4, $3 gets you in the door. Again, kids 12 and under, they're crawling all over the place. Just pick a couple up, one in each hand. Take them both home. They're free, whatever. More details at knightshallcomicandtoyshow.com. That's all spelled out. Knights with a K, Hall Comic and Toy Show.com. Racktime Rum didn't go with me for the last one. I went by myself. It was a decent little show, but I'm telling you, man, it was a good comic room.
I may go this one. I mean, December 29th, that's smack in the middle of me doing a whole lot of nothing. So
that's true, but I know that 10 to 4 infringes heavily on your weekend sleep time.
Well, let's see, it won't infringe that much, when I've already had, a good week or so of recuperation.
You usually on Sunday, Rob's rolling out 3:30.
It's not that bad.
Right at the crack of sunset.
that is right around the actual comic book store. So
it is pretty close. Yeah, it's right there. And on Sunday, nobody's making the drive through that length of Keystone, which always bottlenecks and turns into the 405 basically.
Yeah. Well, really, you can get through there as long as it's not, about between 4 and 6 o'clock.
Firefly says, not to be confused with the Night Shall Comic and Toys How event nearby. Well done.
That's what we went to that one last time accidentally. And
that
was awkward.
not nearly as good of a show.
Yeah,
nearly as good of a show.
A lot of confused people running around going, "Huh?"
Whole lot of what hose.
But if you're in the Indy area, there was some Joe presence at this. So go ahead, get yourself out there. Hopefully those folks will be back. They did have a decent selection. I was just broke that first time, so I wasn't buying a whole lot. So, but hopefully they will be back here at the end of the year to help us ring in 2025.
Mike, did you see the last comment from Zaymot CGC?
Too early to email in the January shows is his question. I mean, no, you can send me. Look, you can send me shows whenever. If it's super far away and it's a little show like this, I'm not gonna give Knights Hall 5 weeks of lead up time for a little 5-hour show, 6-hour show. Because they're just like there isn't that much to talk about with them. They just kind of happen. I wish more folks would send me more little shows like this so we changed up community calendar more often than we do. But you can send them to me whenever. I just have a big master list that I try and draw from when I'm putting these things together every week. But yeah, send me your January shows. Phil.
Say what now?
He just tunes out. When I start talking like that, he just flatlines.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of do too. I go in and out.
You don't even listen to yourself.
Not if I can help it. I got to listen to me. I got to listen to me all day. What's everybody else drinking tonight? I got my non-carbonated favorite, Blue Powerade.
Ugh.
It is officially 7.5% of my bloodstream.
The last time I had blue Powerade, it was sadly mixed with 7 times the normal dosage of Dulcolax. So,
At what point does the blue Powerade in your bloodstream start turning the blood purple?
8%.
What percentage do we have to get to see that?
Yeah, maybe 8.
8.
Maybe 8. But I was sick all last week. I didn't eat for 4 days last week. Like from Tuesday through Friday, I did not eat. So I'm a little dehydrated still. 0. I look fantastic this week. I dropped probably a clean 5 or 6 pounds. I can wrestle in the big meat this weekend, Coach. But anytime you find yourself wishing, hey, I wish I could drop a little weight, be careful what you wish for. You just might.
In the most violent way possible.
Yeah. We had an awful cycle going where there would be and again, I don't want to get graphic, but prolonged uncomfortable pooping, followed by extreme cold sweats, followed by dry heaves. And then I would take a nap. And then we would get up a couple hours later and it would repeat.
Rob, I'm so sorry.
That's what was happening on Tuesday last week when you guys were complaining.
I was at work.
He was at work. Don't feel bad for him. He was at work. Get out of here. Job along in Toy City. That's a new name. Welcome to the program. I heard that as, quote, wrestling the big meat. Well, sometimes a guy gets lonely. And anyways.
Where's that clip of shipwreck? Anyway.
Yeah, Bart asks, if Mark's gone and the show isn't going to run long, does that mean I can still watch Mama's Family after this? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. They'll probably cut into an episode. We now return to our originally scheduled program. In progress.
I think they're running the ones where. I think they're running the ones where Carol Burnett guest stars.
Maybe there was a couple of them every year, wasn't there? There we go.
There you go.
Wrestling the big meat right there. See, we're off the rails. It's back to normal.
I regret to inform that Mama's Family has been preempted for a marathon showing of Mrs. Columbo.
Ooh.
Ooh. It's like Columbo, but a lady. We'll put Shipwreck up in the back.
Oh dear.
Next up. Hey, it's just on the schedule again, but G.I. Joe Winterfest is coming back. This is number 5. That is happening January 25 of 25. That's one of those days where the math works. See? 1 times 25 is 25. Bang. It is at the familiar Powercret Springs Conference Center in Shepherdsville, Kentucky. $8 gets you in. $15 gets you in for early bird, an hour early. And then there is a Friday night preview event that is for $30. That is 5 to 8 on the 24th. And then it also gets you early bird on the 25th. Get all the details at GIJoeWinterfest.com. This was a great show last year. I really hope, if the weather's good, I do plan to get there again for this one. So provided we're not getting iced and snowed, which is always a possibility for, late January in Indiana and Kentucky. Because this this is only 2 hours away, right? It is almost 2 hours on the button away from us. It's an easy drive if the weather plays ball. But it was really a fantastic dealer floor last year. So I wholeheartedly recommend Winterfest and its companion show from the kygijoe.com guys. Just slide on in. If it's icy, especially, slide on in. But new website, GIJoeWinterfest.com.
Yeah, I wonder why they changed it.
I mean, I did, in fairness, I did talk to, last year, talk to Ace Allgood at the show, talk to Daryl at the show, and I did make that joke with both of them in person. So it's possible that word got back to the event organizers that maybe people are making fun of the website, but whatever. It's a decent joke. It's a decent bit. I refuse to feel guilty. If it drives traffic to the site, then everything's fine.
It was certainly memorable.
Right? Right? And they still use that site for the summer show. So I'll not feel guilty. Anyways, G.I. Joe Winterfest, coming to you from the Kentucky G.I. Joe group, Shepherdsville, Kentucky, on January 25. Mark your calendars now. Phil, you going to be at that one?
Not really on my to-do list. Sorry, guys.
He wants the old website back or no show.
That's right.
Yeah, you can go in the summer. Nothing's stopping him. Nothing's stopping Phil but Phil on this one. That's all I'm saying. No embargoes on Phil.
What if I said I'm wanted in 37 states?
And that's one of them.
I would believe it. But Kentucky is a lawless land.
It's a lawless frontier.
Except for all those dry counties that they make bourbon in.
Ooh.
Look, they don't drink it; they just make it.
Yeah. I think they got that creationist museum too.
Right across the border from Ohio, so yeah.
Yeah. I do want to go to that one day, cosplaying as Fred Flintstone. I really do. Because let's face it, that's a good cosplay anyway. That's a good idea for me regardless. Always on the table for Halloween, Fred Flintstone. But smoking hot redheads apply at the door. We will make this happen. Anyhow. Oh, God. I look over to the right and I see 25 comments, and it can never be a good thing. It can never be a good thing. Oh, my. Yeah, Bart is onto something there. Does Phil even collect? He goes to no.
I have this thing. You tell me I don't get too much G.I. Joe product.
Whatever. Whatever there, retail.
My non-retail thing is out of reach.
Right.
Oh, dear.
Job along in Toy City says that Rob could be Barney. Nah, Rob and I are the same height, so I need a little buddy to be Barney.
There you go. That's not retail.
Yeah.
Rob could probably put on the bald cap and do Mr. Slate, though.
Flintstone,
right?
I don't know. For me, when it comes to Hanna-Barbera cosplay, it's Race Bannon or nothing.
Just running around, throwing barrels at
everything. Barrels at people.
Snidely Whiplash, or maybe his dog.
No. Snidely Whiplash is Bullwinkle. You're thinking of Dick
them.
Yeah,
it's the mustaches that are throwing me off.
Yeah.
Dick Dastardly from Wacky Race.
There you go. Dick Dastardly.
And of course, Dastardly and Muttley and their flying machines.
Better known as Stop That Pigeon.
Stop That Pigeon.
And they're making a new toy of that. So
I do that one.
They are. Somebody is putting out Dastardly's Wacky Races car. Yeah.
With Dastardly and Muttley?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it's Ami Ami you can get it from, but yeah.
Oh. There we go.
Pre-orders just went up this week.
That Phil needs to get to assembly required on November 14th and 15th next year. We could have articulated points F2F. I don't know what that means, but you could have you and Pat could both be there.
Yes, I have been feeling the pressure on that one.
I mean, he's not making any. He's not pressuring us on our own show, but no, let's pressure articulated points to get out there.
Breaking news: my Skeletron is on the way.
Ooh, there you go. Speaking of which, hey, assembly required is on the calendar for November 14th and 15th of 2025. This past year's theme was Iron Grenadiers. Next year's theme is green.
All right.
So be sure to be there. Set your calendar aside. Again, block off the 14th and 15th and necessary travel days to get yourself to Des Moines for assembly required. Take that, Dak Nomad. Thought you were sneaking one in there, did you? No.
Can't anything by Mike.
No. I mean, you can, but not assembly required. Known all of those people too long. Too long.
It's a 1,000-yard stare.
Steve Young notes that the Dastardly car is 9 inches and $95.
There's an off-color joke there somewhere.
Yeah. We'll just end it with that's what she said.
Right.
There you
go. Go with the Lord of the Flyers there.
Lord of the Flyers asks, Soylent Green? No, probably not. It's just green. It's just green.
That's just the audience.
Just drink in the green, the replenishing green.
That's besides Soylent Green is what's served for the the con dinner.
He's trying to hold out. I still got it in ahead of you. No, you didn't. You got it in because I put it there as to use as a segue.
It was already there. He makes these
already there. It was already there. I can't just whip these graphics up like this.
Yeah, you put it in there 3 hours ago.
That's about right. Look, man, I got to work
on your computer.
I got to work during the day. I can't do things first thing in the morning. Zaymot CGC says he'll be 40 when most of these 2025 Joe shows come around. Oh, you child. Oh, 40. Woo.
40.
Well, congratulations on making it. I will be older than 40. Phil is the baby on this show, and he's even older than 40.
I myself am sitting pretty on 42.
Rob is 75, and I'm 112.
You're one of the Numenor, blessed with long life.
I look pretty damn good for 112.
I believe I read today that the world's oldest man died today at 112.
Well, he's not the world's oldest man anymore.
It's not. Andrew Goggin, you sweet summer child. I may have to steal that. I may. Gunny's out there. He's flaunting 70. Derek Holloman says he'll be 50. Gene Fleming, 39. Little Gene, the Cub, 39. It's crazy.
Remember when we went to G.I. Joe cons and the 12-inch people were these ages?
Yeah.
Right. No, I don't. It was too damn long ago. Heck, Nomad, y'all are making this walker all the heavier. Well, yeah.
Oh, my spleen.
Matt Imhoff asking, am I planning on hitting AR again? I would like to. It's far too early for me to make that call. That's a finance thing. If they're in order, yes. Otherwise, but I'd like to, yes. You know what we got to do, Rob? We got to get better about carpooling with people. There's all kinds of folks in this area that swing through on their way up to Iowa. We need to be better about carpooling.
Just go the old Sideshow Bob route. Strap yourself under the car.
There we go. They're just gonna drive it over brambles and stuff.
Who wants to drive through the cactus patch?
I'll hide in the Roma Collectibles trailer.
And then you know what happens? Then they just park in an area that's just surrounded with rakes.
Oh goodness.
That show was so good.
It's my favorite episode.
Yeah, Wreckship85 says, I guess I'm the child. I'll be 32. LOL. I got your LOL right here, pal.
Go to bed. It's late.
Quick, Phil, start cursing. Drive away his virgin ears.
Dang whippersnappers.
By gum, these children.
Don't make me untie the onion on my belt and beat you with it.
Why is there an onion on your belt, Rob?
It was the style at the time.
Do your nickels have bees on them?
That's it for community
5 bees for a quarter.
Oh, Jesus. We're not even 40 minutes in yet, and we're done with community calendar. What's up with that?
Yeah, clearly it's the honcho.
We're usually barely starting community calendar at 35 minutes in.
Brutal efficiency.
Ruthless. Anyways, it's time for the news. First news item.
Doot, 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 doot.
All right. I didn't know who was going to step up on that one.
I was warming up.
Rob wanted it more.
But you saw it on the thumbnail. Hasbro will no longer co-finance movies based on its own properties, according to CEO Chris Cox. And this story and that image, courtesy of Bloomberg.com. So to answer our own clickbaity question, they're not getting out of the movie business, but they're going to stop financing the movie business. And that's probably for the best. This is from the article that was on Bloomberg. You can get the bibliography down at the bottom there. While studios such as Sony Group Corp and Lionsgate Entertainment Corp will continue to make movies based on the company's products, Hasbro itself won't co-finance the films. It's part of a larger strategy to invest more in video and other games, which are popular with kids and adults and have been taking a greater share of consumers' leisure time. Quote, we want to reach fans where they want to play, and increasingly that is through digital expressions of their favorite brands, Chris Cox said. So, Phil Donnelly, we'll turn to you first. Your basic thoughts on this newfound strategy.
Well, it sounds to me like they're going to be putting more Transformers into Fortnite. But Sony Group and Lionsgate, what properties do they have? Because everything except Battleship has been coming out through Paramount. And Battleship was Universal when Universal had a window of actually having everything but the good properties.
Everything but the good. I'm sure that the people out there that enjoy Battleship for its pure cheese value are upset with you now.
They did give us a 5-minute segment of them actually using the gameplay, so I will give them that.
Oh, that movie's a disaster. It's hilarious. It's so bad. But Rack Time Rob, your thoughts.
I mean, how often does a property, does a company that owns a property have to finance the movie? Although I think for Hasbro, it seems to happen a lot.
Yeah, it certainly has in recent years. Personally, I know folks are kind of piling on this because it's the fashionable thing to do right now. There have been some questionable calls, and we're all still a little sore about all the layoffs that have been going on at Hasbro in recent years. But honestly, I know that it seems like Hasbro is just being redone in the CEO's image again, and we just got through that with Brian Goldner trying to turn them into a movie house. But I think this version of Hasbro is a heck of a lot more equipped to sell toys and games than a movie house is. So, you know, while not popular, I'm going to say that this at first blush seems to be a much better plan for them going forward.
Well, how many people don't get laid off if Hasbro's not sending millions of dollars into movies and they're not getting the return back?
Right.
Those movies aren't making money.
No, and you know that these folks are getting laid off because that's the easiest place to try and save money and even out budgets. It's always manpower that gets hacked the worst. There is a further quote in this that I'd like to get to, so bear with me as I find it here real quick. Meanwhile, movies Hasbro co-financed, including the recent Transformers 1 and Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, received critical praise, but underperformed at the box office. Last year, the company sold off most of its film and TV business, and longtime rival Mattel passed the company in annual sales. Goes on a little bit, blah, 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 blah. But on the other side, a licensing deal for the hit title Monopoly Go, which we have all seen ads for incessantly on whatever app you might be using in social media, is expected to bring in $105 million in revenue this year, while another for Baldur's Gate 3 garnered $90 million in its first 6 months. Hasbro wants to make more games itself. The company has already invested $1 billion in developing video games. Cox said he's earmarked $100 million to $150 million a year for future projects, including a new science fiction adventure game, Exodus, headed by veterans from Baldur's Gate developer BioWare. Hasbro is also working on a new Dungeons & Dragons video game that hasn't been previously announced, and an action-adventure-based game based on G.I. Joe in pre-production. The company aims to release 1 to 2 video games a year by 2026.
Mike, we're losing your mic.
Oh, that anyways, I won't try and fill in my gaps, but that G.I. Joe-based game referenced in the article, if you follow Brandon Jerwa at all on social media, that's the one that he has been hired to be the head writer for. So we know that is an honest goodness product. Rexship 85 says Mike's microphone sound like he's talking into a can. Well, funny you should mention that, as it is in fact a can on a string.
Ooh.
Just with a little fuzzy, fluffy top.
We're all high tech over here.
Dr. Soxo hit the cord. Well, maybe. We'll see him later in the week. That's not my cat. That's my dad's cat. So again, maybe not the popular take here, but frankly, if it makes this company quit hemorrhaging money and gets them back to the bottom line, which is entertaining me with plastic crap, all for it. All for it. Please do something so that we're not selling G.I. Joe off to Jack's Pacific or whatever.
How many licenses are now making toys for G.I. Joe that are not Hasbro?
Right. But the fact remains they have a main line classified as their focus right now. That's G.I. Joe proper, if you will. So, sublet all you want, but, it's something else if somebody else owns the property. As much as we may be upset with some of the stuff that Hasbro has done over the years, it's hard to deny that they do a good job making Joes when they finally get down to making Joes.
No, but I mean that does. I mean, I'm sure their recent, cash-strapped nature is why they're licensing stuff off.
Oh yeah,
because it's a quick. They don't have to invest any capital in it. They just collect the check.
right. Yeah, right. No, absolutely.
And it's quick infusion of cash.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Again, that's fine. I mean, look, we saw Mattel has G.I. Joe product now.
Yeah.
Those Mega Blocks. And that Mega Block set, I promise you, is better than anything that Creo did. It's better than anything that Super Knockoff Forever Clever did.
Oh, geez.
I mean, good Lord, that stuff was terrible. They should be embarrassed by that. So yeah, whatever. I'm glad that quality control has started to be kind of interested in where they license things. So, but yeah, Michael Gene Fleming, he was going there too. But
Mattel's made Transformers too.
Yeah. Pat's in the audience tonight. Your co-host Phil, he's here judging you.
Of course he is.
He still loves Creon, and to be honest, in fairness to the Creons, to the figures that came in those sets, they were pretty good. Creons are better than Lego guys, hands down, no question. But
once they got into that second year of Creo, they kind of were starting to get all the kinks out, and it's becoming a very good toy line. I just wish it hadn't died so quickly.
Right. Well, again, I think the figures were great. I don't think the builds were anything special. They were just kind of there. They were just uninspired. I don't know.
I think the second year of G.I. Joe Creo is actually pretty good. When you get the Terrordrome and the Firebat.
Yeah, but
redone Battleship.
From what I understand, that Terrordrome was plagued with falling apart issues. The fit on those pieces wasn't necessarily great. I'm not going to be impressed by a Firebat in that scale because that's pretty easy to do.
But it fits in the Terrordrome. I
mean, that's fine and all, but all that means is you made a box big enough to hold it. That in and of itself is no engineering marvel. So, yeah, Patrick's right there. Too much Joe stuff was just reworked from Battleship. Or Battleship was designed to be halfway between military and G.I. Joe, and they just kind of retooled it. I don't know. But anyways, there were issues there. So if somebody wants to spend their resources in the earnest effort of getting it right, well, hey, I'm all for that.
And to go back along to the studio issue, do you think did Mattel co-finance the Barbie movie? I don't think so.
I don't think so either, or not substantially if they did.
Yeah,
but anyhow, so yeah, it is a little bit of history repeating. We do have a head guy reworking the company in his image, but that's what happens when you're the head guy at a multi-billion-dollar company. And at least this time around, it feels, he's saying the right things in terms of making things that people will play with. So I feel a little better about the direction of the place, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. This always happens. I always slowly turn around and get my hopes up, and then
cruel reality rears its head.
Right, 40% layoffs next year, and everybody's just like, and I'm just yeah.
Let's wait for that shoe.
Anyhow, next news item. Hey, we got some Skybound bits. Coming up tomorrow, Void Rivals 14. I read Void Rivals 13. And I know a lot of you guys did too, because it's the first place where we had a G.I. Joe crossover in that title. That was like 15, 20 pages of nothing happening. That was just exposition.
So you're saying you don't want me to pick you up number 14 tomorrow?
I'm not saying my heart wouldn't be broken. Racktime Rob, you've read the series. Is it more than just connective tissue between G.I. Joe and Transformers, or not?
Yeah, it is, because it is. There is the whole story between the two warring civilizations, and the secrets behind. They find out they're really just offshoots of the same civilization. Sorry, spoilers for a 14-month-old book, but
our window is generally 2 weeks, so I think you're good there.
Yeah. But yeah, like I said, 13, I kind of flipped through it. It does kind of just seem a little bit of like exposition, which maybe they had to do because most of the ancillary characters have been coming from the Transformers world. Starting with Jetfire and then Springer and Hot Rod, in addition to like the bounty hunters being from the Transformers cartoon and the Quintessons. So maybe they felt they had to do that to say, here's the G.I. Joe part, and if you're reading this because you're a Transformers fan, here's G.I. Joe stuff. Explained for the people who are new to G.I. Joe.
Fair enough.
But yeah, like I said, the Transformers are basically, it's not just another Transformers book. Yeah, there's a story going in there. The Transformers happen to play a part, but they could have told the story without Transformers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Diana Davis notes that Void Rivals might eventually answer a lot of questions about Energon and Cybertron.
Yeah.
I wonder if she knows something.
Maybe.
Gil?
Yes. Lil?
Bill?
Bill?
Ding, ding.
And then on December 11th, you got to wait a couple of weeks. Transformers 15 hits stands at that point. Transformers has been a book. It's been pretty good. I've enjoyed the last couple issues, and especially it's righted the ship a little bit. Got some backstory on Starscream in there. Good times. Good book.
Cliff Jumper flipping the bird.
I mean, if it was going to be somebody, that's the guy, right?
I mean, who doesn't appreciate it?
The Hottentots. That's who.
Well, they don't count.
Hordes and hordes of Hottentots.
Clearly they do not. But yeah, then Joe books, I'm going to guess more towards the end of the month. Seems to you when they fall.
Yeah, because this month, Transformers and G.I. Joe 1 broke on the same week.
It's going to be weird only having 2 G.I. Joe books. Used to having more than that.
Easier on the wallet,
3.
maybe.
Well, look, 3 to 2 is percentage-wise. That's a big dip. That's like 1 week worth of Batman comics in DC. So, because what? There's 4 weeks in a month, and there's 45 Bat books. So that averages out to kind of a lot.
Well, don't forget the spin-offs.
Well, I mean that's counting all the
yeah, because I mean there's.
I mean, arguably, you could say, since DC stands for Detective Comics, that every DC book is a spinoff.
Oh boy,
Detective Comics comics.
Patrick Sargent says Absolute Batman was too much hype. Robin looks cool though.
Well, I think he's talking about the Batman and Robin book.
Oh, okay.
Which there's two. There's the regular Batman and Robin book, which is Bruce and Damian, and then there's the Year One, which is telling the first couple stories between Bruce and Dick Grayson.
My head hurts.
Both are actually not bad.
I just wanted to take a moment to make sure I could get in a mention of the Batman who lifts. So
The Batman.
let's put some horns on that refrigerator over there. That'll be our hero. Sure. I cannot think of a less interesting visually less interesting Batman than that guy. Anyways. Next news item. Now I have to wait for my doots.
You're on delay.
Hey, there's a sale going on. It's an even bigger sale than was going on before.
Woohoo!
The swag shop over at TeePublic. 40% on tees, which means those t-shirts are $15, including the popular Christmas tree design that we unveiled last year. It's back. I guess technically it never went away. But right now you can get it for just $15. That is 40% off regular price. And enjoy deeper discounts on everything site-wide. Sweatshirts, mugs, magnets, stickers, caps, and more. It's all that. If you're going to buy any What's on Joe Mind swag, this is the week to do it, okay? This one right now. Stop everything. Leave the show if you have to. Go over. Buy all the t-shirts. Buy the entire catalog like Matt Rubin did. Matt Rubin, I know you have them all already. Buy another one. You've lost weight. You need to get smaller sizes. Or you've put on weight. You need to get bigger sizes.
Covering the spectrum.
I don't know.
Maybe they're wearing out from heavy use.
I would hope so. I know they are for Gene and the Gunny, but we'll see that later. Lord of the Flyers says the Christmas shirt doubles as an Arbor Day shirt. No, it doesn't. Because a Christmas shirt would be red, an Arbor Day shirt would be green. So you need to get one for each if that's what you're going to do. See, Diana's got the idea. I think my friends and family need Plug the Damn Show t-shirts. Yes, they do. I mean, not just mom and dad, brothers, sisters, nieces, nephews. You can get onesies with Plug the Damn Show on it if you really. I mean, it's edited. It's not. It's technically not cursing. So it's right there.
Tell that to the FCC.
Cheapest Big Spender says, how much for autographed What's on Joe Mind swag? We don't process any of that stuff here. It's all through TeePublic. So you'd have to come find us at a show. And we'll autograph anything.
You got to track us down.
Yeah, don't charge nothing for autographs. We will sign anything. But you got to find us. I'm holding out for the Wrestling the Big Meat t-shirt.
Oh, boy.
Well, good luck with that.
Mark's going to be really upset that he missed the birth of another catchphrase.
Right. Good Lord.
Oh, dear.
He really likes that one. So hit up the swag shop at TeePublic. The link is down below in the description, down towards the bottom. The big sale is going on through December 3rd, and it'll probably hit again right before Christmas. But 40% off on all tees and deeper discounts than usual on everything else. Now is the time. Ring in the holiday season with What's on Joe Mind swag from us and TeePublic.
Consume.
Andrew Gauguin, I hope one day to see an extra in a Sci-Fi Channel movie wearing a What's on Joe Mind shirt. Phil, you're in California. It's time to take some vacation days and be an extra. It's your calling, Phil. Come on now.
I've already been an extra.
Were you wearing a What's on Joe Mind shirt?
This was probably before What's on Joe Mind existed.
Or were you an extra?
First daughter, maybe. I don't know. I've never actually checked the final cut to see if I'm in it.
Oh wow, first daughter
With Katie Holmes. Yep.
Oh. Well, okay. I guess whatever earns you $60.
We weren't paid. Technically, we weren't hired either. So, you know.
Hey, you want to be an extra?
Basically, kind of. My brother knew a guy there. We went to say hi, and then while we were watching them film, they're like, "We need to reverse the camera. You guys are okay, and what you're wearing right now. Just stay."
Nope. Phil's locked.
I'm okay. It's in and out. I don't know why. I blame my browser. I'm plugged in.
It's fine, Phil. It's not your fault. Nobody's blaming you for that.
It's fine. I'm trying.
The internet signal's coming down the 405, and of course,
it's jammed.
Cheapest Big Spender notes that this day in history, flying turkeys bombarded Cincinnati.
And the city was the better for it.
Right? Made them legendary.
One of the great episodes in television history. It actually saved the show.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
Next news item.
Do.
Buy our stuff. Hey, speaking of our stuff, I know we posted this yesterday, and really none of you have gone to watch it. So please give yourselves 3 minutes and just head over and watch our attempt to make more evergreen, shorter, easier to digest content and help us try to wrestle with the algorithm here. If you would, it'd be nice. We'd really, really appreciate it.
Even if you just open it in a new tab, let it play with the audio muted.
Right. It's 3 minutes long. It ain't going to kill you either way. So I refuse. It's 3 minutes. I make jokes. It's fine. I open toys. It's all anybody ever wants to see. When I make posts on Instagram of toy hauls, they get dozens and dozens of likes. When I make a post on Instagram about an upcoming show, I'll get less than 10. This is what you want to see. Now go watch it. That's all I'm saying about the beach party stuff. And it's all real short. So please support the channel. Go over, give it a quick watch. Again, 3 minutes or less in most cases. Give it a watch, give it a like, leave a comment if you're so inclined. Gee, Mike, your collection of beachheads really suggests greater mental problems. Yes, I understand that. I will answer that sort of a claim. But yeah, so please. Otherwise, I'm going to quit doing it. It's a lot of time to spend on a 3-minute video that nobody's going to watch. So go watch. Are you not entertained? That is Andrew Galgan calling the correct shot there, by the way. That is me with my "Are you not entertained" moment.
And in the same week that Gladiator 2 opened.
Right. There are all kinds of channels that built their viewership on far shittier unboxing videos than what I have presented to you. At least I have the decency to get in and get out and be done. So please go watch. Rob's like, I've watched some of those videos. This is true.
I actually typically don't watch a lot of unboxing videos.
I don't either, which is why I don't think mine are like any other ones. Phil, you've watched unboxing videos. You've done unboxing videos.
Yeah, I think I've watched maybe 2 unboxing videos, and I couldn't keep going.
I know how to open a box, so I was good.
I have a box cutter.
Are you planning another unboxing video, Phil?
No, but I am planning to assemble the the Mega Bloks Skyscraper and his set. So that box has already been opened though, so I could make sure I got.
That's different though. You're not just
Reference
opening the box
pictures.
and going, look,
Yeah, no,
you're putting it together.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of videos on how to transform certain transformers because the instructions that come with them are crap.
Because that's necessary, right?
Yeah.
Especially if it's a masterpiece transformer.
Cheapest Big Spender is playing an interesting game. Have a beachhead to take the official count on the list instead of Master of Ceremonies beachhead, holding out so he can be number 200. I got some news for you, man. This video is for 179 and 180. There's more than 180. So good luck. There's some guesswork involved there. If you send me that beachhead after you see a video for number 199, chances are number 200 is already in hand. That's all I'm saying. This is not I'm not churning these things out in an afternoon after I get a box in the mail. No, they take longer than that. I'm not good at this. Not good. Not good at all. But we've tried to give them some degree of production value, so they take a minute. So suffice to say, from a video perspective, yes, we're up to 180. From a real world perspective, we're past 180. We're past 180. Anyways, Phil, you've watched him.
Yes, I have.
Liar. Phil.
Opened another Windows tab and unmute.
Matt Rubin asks, so what will the official end count be? Why does everybody ask about the end count? Who says there's going to be an end count?
We just want to know if our own beachheads are safe.
They are not. Just know if any of
no
you
hesitation.
If you meet an early and unfortunate demise, I will be at the estate sale.
If I come home and there's a draft.
Right. If there's a brick through a window, inexplicable, and just a general rooting through of your G.I. Joe collection, I will have been there. I promise I won't steal anything else.
No, he'll take a Mercer just to throw people off the scent. Couldn't be Mike. He took Mercer.
Let's smash it. Just take the ball peen hammer.
You're going about it all wrong.
I'll take the 85 Snake Eyes and plant it on Rob.
I'll take the leftover septic tanks.
So nothing then is what you're saying. We won't give Phil anything.
Yes, you will.
It's a very niche G.I. Joe thing to collect, but by God, I'm going to collect it.
Matt Rubin, note to selves: write Mike into your will so that he gets your beachheads. Hey, I'm not gonna be mad at that.
You think he cares about that step?
The law, pa.
Look at Phil trying to crap on my legitimate hustle there. It's a good thing I took him out so he won't hear any of this stuff. What a dork. Welcome back, Phil. It must have been some technical difficulties there.
Yeah, it was quiet for the last minute there. I heard nothing.
Someone keeps hitting a button.
It must be my internet.
Torpedo Mike says, reverse Santa. Rob will take your new toys and leave. No, Rob's too lazy for that. I don't mean Rob is a lazy person in general. Rob goes to work every day. He works very hard at his job. And when it comes to revenge for very little, he's too lazy for that.
Revenge is a dish best served stale.
Right? So anyways, when we're done here tonight, be sure you hang around the channel page. Just check these things out. If nothing else, just watch them, give them a thumbs up. They're short. They're so short. Even this one, the supercut, is 3 minutes. So short. Because I forgot my own format for the first one, so it's real short. Anyway, next news item. Oh, look at that! It's the end of the news.
I'm a little kitty.
G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is proud to present Chonky Tank Kitty and his Mallard Tank. They've got their own thing going on these next couple of weeks. As Mike, Mark, and Archwan wanted me to let everybody know. Last Sunday, just a couple days ago, they did their Black Friday Holiday Buyer's Guide. If you are wanting to get in on the hobby of 3D printing, where you are a beginner and need to know the best equipment to buy as a starter or maybe as an upgrade, this is the episode for you. This is an excellent jumping on point for the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast, this Black Friday Holiday Buyer's Guide. It is available on their YouTube channel, which, again, you can also access through our channel. We've got them linked up there. They recorded that one just a couple days ago, so it is still piping hot, still fresh, and it is there for you. Then on December 1st, they will have Action Figure Customs episode with special guests John Kukovich and Mikey Kukovich. That's right, the original Johnny Kooks and son. A couple of Kooks. That's happening December 1. That is also a Sunday. That is at noon Eastern. So be sure to catch the boys and their special guests there. And then coming up on December 15th, you get an update on Mike Kleppinger's Project Scorpion Desert Patrol vehicle. So it's a 3D build stream. So this one's going to be probably a little bit long. But there again, it's going to be on Sunday, December 15th, and that is at noon Eastern. So big times coming up for the G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast. Be sure to go down when we're done here, subscribe to their channel, hit notifications so that you're more aware of those episodes. We'll continue to let you know on our social media too, because we like those guys. We hope if I keep plugging their show, maybe Mark will print me a big 2-seater shark.
Life size.
Right. Bart getting snippy. No, Mark, she'll be on time. 20 minutes of rambling. Look, it's an hour 15, and we're done with the news.
That never happens.
No.
Okay, dude. Sure.
We are gonna have to pad, otherwise we're just gonna hear it from Mark.
Right. Anyways, that's the news. Now for a quick message from our good friends and wonderful sponsors at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Cheapest Big Spender with a question for Phil. How many times do you dress up as Mickey Mouse and kick kids at Disneyland? Asking for a friend.
Cheapest Big Spender, you have it very wrong. When you're dressed up as Mickey Mouse, the kids kick you.
Yeah.
And sometimes in not very fun places.
Right.
So
and they normally follow with the comment, your cartoons aren't even funny.
So yeah, I don't want to invite that upon myself.
Now,
Dustin
Goofy,
Jeffrey
however,
with
get
a
away with
reckless
murder.
hot take. 2025's HasLab is going to be a classified scale Cobra Command missile base, still made from cardboard, still $349.99.
That cardboard's going to light up.
It's got sparklers you can tape to the back. It acts like the missile's really launching.
The missile will project the
good.
Cobra logo upside down on your ceiling.
Andrew Galgan, damn, not that I'd wished I'd email in a question. I mean, we kind of wish you had one. What is that email and contact information? Well, it's whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. That's any correspondence you might have for the show. whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. If you're catching us on Facebook tonight, make sure that you are giving us some kind of a reaction. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a little huggy guy. We do love little huggy guy. He makes us all warm and squishy inside. If you're catching us here on the YouTubes, do all those cool YouTube things. Hit those buttons that are kind of in the middle of the box down there. That's a thumbs up and a subscribe and do all that cool stuff. Share us in your social media circles, whether it's Facebook groups or Reddit groups or Discord servers or what have you. Wherever you talk Joe socially, bring What's on Joe Mind with you. We're happy to be there.
Dustin Jeffrey makes another good point.
No reckless hot take bumper me. Look, man, I can only hit so many buttons at once.
It's 3. It's a hard number to keep track of.
Wrong one. There we go. They're in 3 different places, though, Phil. So, yes, it is kind of difficult. I have to go through 3 different menus. So, yes. There's my reckless hot take for the day. Screw you, Phil.
We'll get to that one fast.
You catch me when I got it. Catch me when I got it right on standby, and then yeah, you're going to get a reckless hot take. Screw you, buddy.
Should put it next to the kitty.
Yeah, that time I just had to scratch my nose. I don't want to look like I was picking it, so
Pick a winner.
Just don't dig for gold and strike oil.
right. That's no good. I've leaked enough this past week. I don't need any more. Bart says, how do we contact Phil? Usually what I do when I'm reaching out to Phil, I put a note in a bottle and then I just throw it in the river.
I also accept carrier pigeon.
Eventually it makes its way out to California and Phil finds it there. Hasn't missed a show yet.
I'm still not sure how he gets over the Rockies, but it's impressive.
610 Yojo Daddy says, welcome to the show, by the way. That's a new name. Thought DC was Direct Comics. Now I'm not sure. It's not. DC, as far as DC Comics stands, is Detective Comics. So, or it was Detective Comics. Now it's DC Comics.
Yeah.
But
that's what
That's
the
like KFC.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. But we got a few letters from the mailbag. Let's get into those real quick. First letter. Hey, team. I got home after assembly required, and I was all prepared to assemble my diorama. I unpacked and said, maybe later. So this is later. On my drive home, I got caught up on a couple episodes of What's on Joe Mind and learned Mark really likes patches. For my first Joe/ToyCon, I had fun. It went by faster than I thought it would. After meeting everyone, I think I'm going to have to change my screen name to Below Average Joe Fan. And this is from Jason Jensen, a.k.a. Below Average Joe Fan. Jason, I got to meet Jason at the show. We hung around a little bit before things got started on Saturday. Really good guy. So I did want to make sure I took a minute and got his very cool diorama in there. We used it in the thumbnail last week for the aborted show when we really didn't have any news to talk about. And I was happy to do it. But he put together this, took that Cobra symbol off of the ornate, Cobra Commander figure from early in the run.
The Snake Supreme.
Yeah, that guy. And he printed it up, lightened the color a little bit, and that's what he got. And it looks pretty damned awesome as the backdrop for this throne room scene here.
Two HISS tanks.
Yeah, Cobra Commander addressing the troops. So very cool. Wanted to make sure we got that on the show. Great job to Jason, and wonderful meeting you. And all that other cool stuff.
The only thing that's missing is a little Cobra Cub Scout trying to assassinate Cobra Commander.
I think he's up front where we can't see him. I think that's there. We should have gotten more, varying angled shots.
does look like Storm Shadow's about to pull out his sword and run to the rescue. So
Right.
maybe.
There's something going on there. There's big doings afoot.
There's a doings transpiring.
Shake harder, boy.
Matt Rubin says, notice the troops are at attention because there are 2 hisses aiming right at them. Well, that always helps. That's never a deterrent. But next letter. Ooh, got a double click there. Hi, hope all is well with you all at the What's on Joe Mine compound. I'm on Thanksgiving vacation, and I finally got to open my Dragonfly, and wow, just wow. Putting it together took me back to the 80s. It is amazing and beautiful. I mean, badass. Ripcord was the one figure I was really looking forward to, and he did not disappoint. Chef's kiss. I also got to open my Voliverse blind box, and what a deal. They complement G.I. Joe so well. I've attached some pictures and a picture of custom I did using McFarlane, Voliverse, and of course classified. Thanks and blessings to you all. Daniel Rodriguez. That is Bender's cousin. And we got his Dragonfly set up there on top of the combination record player / CD player. I got one of those.
It's a Crosley.
And then you can see in the inlet there, that's his I'll see if can I get that any bigger? Can I get that any?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what we want at all. No, I can't.
Retreat.
Run away.
Right. There we go. Get back in there. Okay. So, anyways, there's also his custom figure, and so everybody can enjoy that. Again, we're happy to showcase all this stuff. We are not here to blow our own horn. We are here to build a community, as we always have been these 13, 14 years now. So send us all this stuff. We'll keep showing it. We appreciate the time you take. And thank you for that, Daniel. Anyways, third letter. Hey guys. Retro Comic Con was a nice show, smaller than Joe Fest, but a really good sales floor. G.I. Joe is probably the largest single brand when taken in all its forms, from the very latest wave of classified all the way back to vintage 60s and 70s. I even saw a Mike Powers Atomic Man figure. Other lines represented included Star Wars, Marvel, and several different lines, Gem, Barbie, Hot Wheels, Star Trek, Vidya Games, Stargate. Completed my collection, save for a couple of missiles, and a bunch of others. Definitely recommended for anyone in the Southeast. And this is from Michael Gene Fleming. So thank you there for tuning in and letting us know. Got some of his pictures here. You can get all of Michael's pictures at his Instagram account. You can see that on the page there at millennial_GI Joe_fan. But you can see there in the center is Gene and the Gunny. You can see his haul kind of in the far right. But man, the Gunny, that's a getup. That's a different setup than he had at Joe Fest. He's got like he's got a net on the front with a snake in it. It's incredible. Again,
Look out, Duke.
Right? Right. And there's got no projectiles allowed. I know, man, but that's amazing, frankly. And
Duke will be fine. He'll just be in a coma.
Right. Duke will be okay. He'll miss half the movie, but he'll be fine. But check out all of Michael's pictures again at millennial_GI Joe_fan on Instagram. Phil, are you subscribed?
I am not, but I should tell
Go
you.
do that now.
I have seen his stuff come across my Facebook feed, I think.
Go do that now. Everyone should be subscribed.
Oh, we'll subscribe.
Not reading my face.
I would get after Racktime Rob, but he doesn't do social media.
Meh.
He's useless. He's a gold brick. He's no help to me. He's dead to me.
The algorithm needs you, Rob. The algorithm.
But I don't need the algorithm.
No, you really don't.
You just don't think you don't need the algorithm. Until the algorithm.
The algorithm can kiss my shiny metal daffodil ass.
Daffodil.
Where we actually have some time as we come in on the 90-minute mark. Phil Donnelly.
Yes.
I'm not repeating it. You talked over it, so now you just guess what I asked you.
What did I get in this week, you say?
Maybe.
Well, I'm just going to go on that assumption anyway.
See if I stop you. See what happens. Proceed as if it's that segment, and see if I kick you out.
Well, I didn't get the whole thing in this week, but I have a feeling you were going to do that anyway.
Right. No, you guessed right, you bastard, but I was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, well, it was set in stone as soon as you had me guess. But vintage AT-AT, which I have been able to do complete, even with the little battery cover in there, the door, the canopy, and the best part, I can do this while actually not looking at it. Woo! Working lights and motor. Woo!
That is a fine doodad there.
Yes.
Now tell me, as that is not a G.I. Joe toy, I'm unfamiliar. That is from Silverhawks? Ninja Turtles.
The Empire Strikes Back line from, I think this was a 1981 release, so it was still like a year out from the actual movie's release.
Cowboys of Moo Mesa.
The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Actually, it was the second year after the movie's release.
Yes.
But that was the big ticket item for that year.
Yes. I was actually gifted the incomplete one from a friend along with an incomplete Millennium Falcon, so it was on me, the impetus, to put the rest of it together, and I'm glad I did. So now I got to work on the Millennium Falcon, which is probably going to take a lot longer because I can't afford to do that all at once. So I will accept donations if anybody out there has some stuff lying around. Chances are I need it. And then I also got this guy in today, which felt appropriate to go with the AT-AT.
Grand Admiral Thrawn.
Yes.
Patrick Stewart, from himself, a Star Trek veteran. I lost one chin gun to mine 30 years ago and still haven't completed it. Philip completes one in a week.
The chin guns are out there, Patrick. Even vintage ones. I will admit mine are repros because the vintage ones are $50 a pop and yellowed to hell. So I kind of like the cleaner look of this cast.
Well, it makes the lights prettier.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but he actually blew some of them up on Star Trek, didn't he?
I don't recall a whole lot of land battles in Star Trek.
He was Captain Jean-Luc Picard.
Unless this was a Borg, probably not terribly likely.
You're lucky to hobnob with the hoi polloi the way you do, Patrick.
It's a Borg elephant. That's what it is.
That's right.
That fits big money Phil Donnelly right there.
So I got some other stuff in too, but nothing quite as tickling my fancy right now as this. So yeah, good enough.
All right then. So Phil got other stuff. Screw you, viewers. Rack time, Rob.
Well, I got a big old helicopter. You want me to go get it?
Sure.
Yeah. I mean,
mine's still in the box, so you might as well.
Yeah. All right. Hang on just a second.
In the meantime.
Meow. 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 Meow.
I'm just entertained that I can waste 20 seconds of people's time with that.
I got a dragonfly in also, but it's in a different part of the house, so you'd have to have wasted a lot more time with me.
Right,
going
like
through
Rob's is 6 feet away from him at most. I don't know what the heck's taking so long, but sure. Let's hijack the whole show.
It's the placement. He's got to get the angles just right.
It's so freaking big.
He's checking his lighting.
Ugh.
Ooh. Ah.
Right.
Now, does a stretcher fit across?
You know what? Let's find out.
You made him get up again, Phil. Damn it.
If I can't waste other people's times, what's the point of me even being on here?
Oh.
Meow. 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 Meow.
So kind of, not in the way Phil was talking about, but it fits there, sort of.
Yeah.
This guy's just going to roll off first chance he gets, but you know.
That is
Now let's try the other way.
you got to strap him in good. That's
a lot of faith in the
powering ride on the medvac.
Yeah. Well, this is a howling ride too. Oh
no. It's a one-way ticket, but you know.
It's like it folds the wrong way.
Yeah.
Which was
that's going to be quite the opening to MASH. I'll tell you that.
We have a real-life reenactment of the Naked Gun.
right. You have any of the figures out, Rob?
It's going to go straight down because it doesn't actually come with a parachute.
Yeah, I have Ripcord and Crazy Legs here. They're both pretty cool. The Night Force contingent. Glenda and Wild Bill are occupying the cockpit.
Everybody knows that the best Dragonfly tandem is, of course, Flash and Airborne, as seen in Operation Mind Menace.
I believe it's Guile and Cammy.
Oh, God. Yeah, he deserved that one.
Yeah. That's a mercy kill.
I mean, it's not even now if it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. But
it's 5 times so far. We're getting close.
Lord of the Flyers asks, do you have a Hawkeye Pierce to meet it when it lands?
No, but I do have 2 Marvel Legends Hawkeyes. Maybe that'll work.
Good enough.
One has a sky cycle, you can scoot along with it.
Toy Bounty Hunter asks, Rob, how's your canopy doors?
They appear to be okay. Is that an ongoing issue?
I don't know.
I guess people are worried about stress marks.
I don't seem to have any stress marks on mine. I haven't, putzed around with it too much.
So I guess
I gave mine a little one by messing with it, but that was on me.
Right.
I'm kind of gentle with it, so I've just been. But no, yeah, it looks okay.
Gene Fleming advises that Wild Bill's second hat will fit over Glenda's hair.
Nice.
There you go. Helmets be damned.
Everybody's wearing a cowboy hat in Bill's helicopter. That's right.
Dustin Jeffrey asks, quick poll, did you place stickers on the rocket pods? And if so, which ones?
No, I didn't.
No, I did not either.
Yeah. And then on the other one, I used the missile pod. So.
All right.
There's only one drawback to this thing.
What's that?
The size?
Well. Oh, hey, more cord. Good.
Hey.
The first, really up until just now, the only amount of cord that I was getting out of it was like an inch. I was like, woo, we're really going down now.
It was a little more than that, but not much.
Yeah, so now we got, I don't know, 8-10 inches maybe.
It's cold out.
Yeah, well, at least it looks like somebody could be lowered down,
Right.
as opposed to, well, if we landed and hooked up to the thing, then we could,
You gotta catch a meteorite with that thing, man.
That's right.
Andrew Gogan asks, since I don't read or collect the comics much anymore, has the recent G.I. Joe run given the Joes upgraded vehicles? If you mean the Hama books, no, they really haven't. They're pretty well all running around in the same stuff.
Yeah.
Joes and Cobras. Yeah, cheapest big spender says what I said to you. I think they make medicine for those cord problems.
It was in the pool.
What else you get, Rob?
That's about it.
I would hope.
Yeah.
I went to a little toy show up in Noblesville last weekend, just north of here. Oh, Jesus, my whole screen changed there. Let me fix that real quick. Good grief. What the heck's going on? And did find myself a nice beachhead for the collection. His video will be uneventful as he didn't come in a box. And then for the first time,
Clear plastic uncasing.
the first time I got myself a Dreadnought Swamp Fire. That's a Charbroil in there. I picked him up too, just because he was in somebody's $5 pile and in pretty good shape. So, but I never had a Swamp Fire before. This one's in pretty good working order. The pontoon's lower. You could probably use the once over with a damp cloth, but that's about the one complaint. But that's again a nice little haul at a nice little show.
To answer Lord of the Flyers question there, no and yes.
Well, let me get it on the board first. I have a novice question. If you missed the HasLab vehicle campaign, can you buy it through their website later? Or are you forced to pay a premium on eBay? To this point, they have not re-released any HasLab vehicles through other retail channels. So if you missed the HasLab campaign, yeah, you're going to be stuck going through somebody on eBay. Or in some cases, some of the online retailers will have any number that they purchased. It's going to be for a significant markup past what the HasLab backers paid for it out of the game. So, yeah, best of luck on that one. But yes, in a nutshell. Mm-hmm. Sorry, going through live chat a little bit just to see if we got anything. Toy Bounty Hunter says, on the Swamp Fire, be very careful with the tabs that hold the rotor blades. Mine broke within weeks when I was a kid. I haven't done anything with that rotor blade yet. It's just been a helicopter for me. It's just going to fly. Okay? The Dreadnoughts don't need any more boats. They need air power. So get something that's even less safe than the Fang. It's just the Dreadnoughts. Who needs it, right? I got a little helicopter thing too.
OSHA's not high in their list of priorities.
Yeah, it's funny to me that they have this helicopter with no canopy and no straps to hold them in place. Or a situation where they could very easily fall out or get caught in the blades or whatever, and that they've given this vehicle to a group of folks that don't really believe in belts. So, whatever. Firefly says that the Swamp Fire pontoons were made with an incredibly smelly plastic, so they put vanilla scent into them.
It was the color change plastic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because those are. I think that and the rotor blades like change color in the sun, like Zartan and the.
They did,
His
and
siblings.
they do smell delightful.
Don't eat your toys.
Mm. There is actually still a little bit there. Everybody, take a minute, go to your Dreadnought Swampfire, jam it in your nose real good, and see if it's got any vanilla smell, and then send it to us here at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com.
Oh boy,
I don't have
you're gonna
one.
get some interesting pictures.
Look, man, you're saying "oh boy" like you answer the email.
Well, he might now. You don't know.
He ain't gonna
Not
answer
if that's
email.
coming. No.
He ain't answering no email. You're expecting Rob to do something besides show up? Fool. Ooh. Phil, you do more homework for this show by accident than he does.
And you know.
And now you're demonetized. Yeah, well, I mean, it was only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. That's fine. I mean, can you really tell? Are we really monetized to begin with?
Marginally.
What do we bring in on this bad boy? About $10 a month. Yay.
2 shiny copper pennies.
So remember, like, share, and subscribe.
IBs.
Fund Uncle Mike's retirement.
He's investing it all into crypto.
No, it basically everything that comes to us through our coffee account is reinvested back into the show. It's used to pay for StreamYard. It goes to pay for Podbean. It goes to pay for coffee. You know, not coffee, but you know, KOFI coffee. It occasionally goes for other operating expenses of the show. We bought a camera this year. We paid for the hotel for Joe Fest this year using the coffee funds. So everything that is donated to the program through the coffee service sits in its own account. That is not money going into my pocket. That is not money going to pay for Beachhead figures. That is money that is just going for the operation of What's on Joe Mind. I bought everybody lunch one day in Georgia with it. So we thank you for, what was the name of that burger place, Rob?
Farmhouse.
Farmhalls. Halls.
By the way, Dustin Jeffrey is reading my mind tonight.
All right, I misunderstood crypto and invested in crypto with a K. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
So I was wondering why I hadn't seen anything back. Just a bunch of scorched dog food cans.
Just bit
I
open.
mean, he is a good boy. So
He's a very
That
good
he is.
boy.
He's a very good boy.
He'll be in the movie.
So if you're concerned at all that the money that you donate to us to get your name in our end credits through our coffee account down below, be sure to check that out if you got a few bucks laying around every month. No, it does not go to fund my or Rob's or Mark's or Phil's or anybody's personal collections. So that's my dough to spend on my stuff. The show dough stays the show dough.
We use our own money for the blackjacks and the hookers.
Right.
that's why we don't get very good ones.
Right. We can't get sued for embezzlement.
Yeah.
I have a much uglier word for it. Misappropriation.
But Rack Time Rob. Well, I guess we have a guest, so you're not first. So screw you. Phil Donnelly, it's time for shout outs.
Hey, Patrick Stewart, he's still in the audience. Say hello. Shouting out to you.
Probably not.
No.
He failed.
My other half in the articulate where we try and do deep dives into various toy-related topics and occasionally
Phil, hold
Disneyland.
up a second. You absolutely cut out for the entirety of whatever you said there. So start over.
Well, that's a bummer.
It was very profound, and now we can't remember.
Hey, so Patrick, he is the other half in Articulated Points. That's a show he and I do on our own channel where we try and do deep dives into various toy-related topics and occasionally Disneyland. Just got done doing a 4-part series on the Eco Warriors. Go take a look at that if you want. We have a whole playlist of just those episodes along with a few other related ones. And you'll find out pretty much everything there is to know about Eco Warriors, where it came from, what it was, what could have been, including weird things like Novon, a plastic that would have melted the first chance it could. And that was the play feature. So, and then, yeah, the Wi-Fi does suck at Disneyland. It gets overloaded a lot. There's a lot of people here. And yeah, a shout out to you guys for having me on again and putting up with my crappy Wi-Fi.
Dustin Jeffrey gets a quick shout out to the missus who has now put up with him for 25 years of, quote, wedded bliss. There's no quotes. The quotes are me. I'm a jerk. As of last week. So congratulations there, Dustin Jeffrey. Good job.
Congratulations, sir.
The real annoying thing is that I'm not on Wi-Fi. I am plugged in.
Right. Right. Anyways, Rack Time Rob.
Shout out to Phil. Thanks for coming in tonight. And shout out to the studio audience, those watching, those commenting, those who will be watching later. Thank you. Viewers like you. Tote bags to come.
Diana Davis entered the misappropriation pageant. She was third runner-up.
But Miss Congeniality.
I will reiterate Rack Time Rob's shout-outs to our audience. If you're catching us live, thank you again. Again, do all the cool Facebook stuff and all the cool YouTube stuff. I won't go through that again. 2 shout-outs, two calls to action in one video is plenty. I'm not going to put you through a third. Just click all the buttons. Click all of them. All of them. If you see a button, click it. If you're catching us not live, we still appreciate you too. You count just as much. So thank you for your time. We understand that 2 hours is a big chunk of your time to sit and listen to folks talk about G.I. Joe. So we're happy that you find us entertaining. If you are one of our audio listeners, cool, man. Good to know that you guys are still out there. Please take a minute, head over to YouTube and hit the subscriber button there if you haven't done so already. If nothing else, just so we can count you. Just so we don't have to do a whole lot of math and we know what our audience is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Give a shout out to the Honcho who was, again, waylaid this week and was unable to join us. We want to give a shout out to Phil. Thank you so much for joining us. I mean, you can't say you were on last minute this time, Phil.
No, you did give me a week's heads up.
At least it was more like a week. I think it was Saturday a week ago where I reached out to you the first time. We just so happened to have 2 Tuesdays where we were not going to have Mark, so we were able to give you that much time. So,
and we saw how that worked out.
Right, right. But
someone had to go around licking doorknobs and then got sick.
Doorknobs that shouldn't make them taste like candy. Want to give a shout out to our friends at Roma Collectibles, the toy store. They are the sponsors of Community Calendar. Be sure to visit them at the store in Springfield, Ohio. They are open Wednesday through Sunday from 12 to 5, closed Monday and Tuesday, because those are the What's on Joe Mind watching days. Be sure to support them in all their endeavors. If you see them out at a show, you see them online, visit their website, romacollectibles.com. If you're anywhere close to Springfield, Ohio, stop in and do your toy shopping there this holiday season. Our good friend Aaron Dietrich continues to fight cancer, doing an excellent job of it. He is kicking much ass, but there's still a long ways to go and a lot of bills to pay. So please, continue to support Roma Collectibles wherever that opportunity presents itself. You got to love our wonderful healthcare and how things get paid for in our country. Best doctors in the world, and we stick them behind a paywall. It's unbelievable. But again, we will help Aaron overcome as best we can. Give a shout out to our friends over at the Bandcamp podcast. If you wonder what a future with censorship would be like, and we'll save you some of that effort, it's going to suck. Oh, look at Rob filling in. Back away from the camera a little bit, Rob. You're making it look like she's wearing a Doughboy helmet. But join Dan and Jennifer as they read from books that have appeared on banned list throughout the ages. If you think censorship sucks, and it does, be sure to check out Bandcamp. That's band with 2 N's. Wherever your podcasts are available, let's all get banned together. And of course, our wonderful friends and sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Really quickly, we'll sing the theme song for you. Kokomo Toys. Kokomo
Toys.
And it's about it. It's what we got this week. Not a whole lot happening. But we hope everybody out there has a restful couple of days off, or at least a chance to catch your breath. There's far too many of you working out there. We know. Lord knows most of the time it's been me. I'll be at work Thursday and Friday myself, so I feel your pain. Just my job won't be doing anything resembling work, but I have to be on the clock at any rate.
Somehow that will still be better than watching the Giants on Sunday.
Yeah, right. But make sure you take care of yourself. Spend some time with those who are closest to you. And be sure to catch us again next episode. Should be next Tuesday at 9 p.m. for another episode of What's on Joe Mind. As our friend Vagon likes to say, hey, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Have a great rest of the evening, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your time off. Yo, Joe. Oh, I'm waiting for Mark to hit the button, and there's no... Anyways, I hit my own button.
There.
Wow.